I saw that on Thursday.
That's
Actually,
clever.
yeah, it's
Oh, I
nice.
really like that. Ooh.
Have you?
It's beautiful. You see, palette knife work. This is what I was saying to you.
Yeah.
You use palette knife work.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Jimmy. Jimmy. So look, because what I'm doing, I've just grinded charcoal here, lots of charcoal, with a brush, any brush, flat brush normally. And then look, to get the outline, first of all, you have the hat, movement of the hat there, kind of. And now why with the brush? Because if I come, I can do it with pen, with charcoal, but it will give me a darker line. So I think with brush, you can give it the softer lines like this. Yeah, it's softer, and it's softer and safer. You know what I mean? Safer in the meaning that I can, if I do a mistake, it's much easier to correct. So that's the nose, eye. You got the darkness of the eye. Huh?
Looks like Hitler from here.
Yeah, it does actually.
I couldn't resist
It
that.
does.
Yeah. No, it does. It's
It
true.
won't for long.
Yeah, and then look, because he's smiling, you got the tip of his lip up, and he's doing that. So upper the lip and the lower lip here. So the tip of the lip is doing that. There's a movement, there's an angle to the tip of the lip, there. And also dark on that. Now, of course, his skin tone is a bit darker, so giving plenty of darks here, even on the nose itself.
He's got a kind face, actually.
He does. He's a very kind man. He
Yeah.
talks to everyone, and everyone knows him. Jimmy, and he doesn't behave like a supervisor because he's very high up in position.
Okay, and he's still paid. He's still working.
I know. I said to him, "Why don't you enjoy your?" He said to me, "No, I
I know people that won't have worked until they've dropped because
Yeah.
they
Yes,
just
that's what they want to do, isn't it?
I think maybe if he stops, that
Yeah.
would be
Maybe,
bad
yes.
for him. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I think he loves his job.
That's amazing.
He loves-
I love you to love your job.
Yeah.
I love my job, but I didn't want to do it till I was 85, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's true. But each their own.
Killed me.
Yeah, it's true. The stress you have on the bus, but I think he doesn't get stressed at all.
Was he a driver, do you think? Was he a driver?
I
long
didn't.
time? You
I
don't
will
know?
ask him. I didn't ask.
Oh, just
I
interested.
never asked actually. But I should. I'll ask him. That's.
Oh,
I'll see next time. I'll tell him. What do you know at some point? Actually, I should have asked him. Look. So what I'm doing, I'm trimming the sides, making it a bit more smiley. Look, getting as close as I can to his likeness. But that doesn't mean that we will achieve it. But I'm going to try. Now the eyebrow. I'm moving the eyebrow a bit further up. It looks good actually. Looks like a ghost.
yes.
But in it, yeah, there, a bit the the hat we got here. So look, but at least what I'm doing now is that I'm putting something on paper, and then from that I can now adjust the lightness, adjust the width of the face, leave that area light, that side of the eye, tip of the nose, which is wider. And white, and then here again width, darker here, dark on the eyes. I think it's good enough. So what I can do now is leave that technique and start with charcoal. And on the build up that I've just done, follow that building up of it's a start with the eye. Now that we've got, it's kind of anchored the face, in the meaning that I can see where I'm going now. And then look, hat, maybe you don't have to start with a hat, but this is one of the areas that you can start and building up the likeness again. Side of his face, eye, my glasses, and the eye is right there. His tear duct, tip of the eye, top of the eye. Then you have the eyebrow here, and there's a movement that he's concentrated to see, that he's concentrated to look at. I took quite a few pictures actually to make him. He said to me, "I don't like that picture. Take another picture of me." He was funny. Yeah. So he was posing for me, and lower part of of his nose, tip of the upper lip. It just peaks down here, and then it moves up a bit. Because again, he's smiley. He's giving a smile for the camera. Here, here. End of his jaw. Tip of the. He's got the dimple here. Can you all see?
Yeah.
And then a sharper line here, but a softer line there. The line here merges with the skin tone. And again, the eyebrows they do have. Don't forget to do that because there is a movement of the eyebrows there. There, and you have the upper eyelid. Now this eye appears to be higher. Not because it's higher, obviously, because first of all, because he's slightly tilted. You notice that? He said he's slightly tilted to his left. You've seen that?
Yeah.
So that's why, well, one of the reasons is that it appears to be higher. It's mainly because of that. But also, it's that the eyes are not completely symmetrical. None of us. We all have a little bit of.
One side's bigger than the other, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, it's always the case. Yeah, it's always the case. Although we don't see it because we see ourselves in the mirror, but if you say that you have your face and you cut in the middle and you flip it in the picture, you will see that it doesn't actually match 100%. But again, that's on all of us. It's something that we're not totally symmetrical. Upper lip. Lower lip here. Part of his face, and I would make it, well, I'll start darkening that because obviously because of darker skin tone. Then you have the eye, again the eyebrow, the darker area here where the tear duct is, and I think probably my eyes are a bit too far apart, so I need to bring them. First of all, there is no pupil, there is no iris. So the iris, I've done it artificially because there's no iris there, but it's the pupil that I see, not the iris. And a darker tonal value here on the side. There. Cheek, darker there, darker under the nose, and darker here. And darker in the middle, darker that area. You got some darks under his chin and the lip, mainly the lip. I want to give that smiley little smile that he's got here. And the upper lip is darker than the lower lip. And do not forget the glasses themselves, which are, well, one is here, the other one is just a touch of a line, that would be enough. Here, you have another one there, two, another one that is also follows the eye, it's higher this side of the glass, this one.
How are you doing that with rubber?
With rubber, yes,
Yeah.
putty rubber, yes,
I
yes,
see.
not with my
Nothing.
fingers. No, otherwise I would. No, there, putty rubber.
Right.
And light on the nose. Look, that appears to be light, much lighter. But I wouldn't make it as bright as it looks here because otherwise it looks like the nose is being.
Yes, it's strange.
It's
really
very bright,
isn't it?
very bright. Yes, and I don't see it as. I think it could be the light which.
Flash or something.
Yeah, it illuminated on when I took the picture. It just comes across as very bright. White hair, and the white hair here on this side, and his ear, and don't forget the reflection of his high vest is here. He's got a very much reflected high vest here on here. It comes on his face and reflects on his skin tone. It makes it much brighter. And down here. And don't forget the lower eyelid, lower lip, and a little bit of a dimple here. See how he's starting to re-emerge from the movement that we had there, and then that kind of skin tone which is moving down here. I'm talking about the wrinkles at the top of the forehead. And another thing which will make the portrait be a little bit more accurate will be to darken this, because with that dark that I'm moving out here, I can actually justify that light on the forehead. See, darken the hair, the cap, and leave the forehead a little bit lighter. Still, it is light, but it's not as bright as what I'm leaving it here. So, back with my charcoal dust, but this time I've used another charcoal earlier on. I've used a graphite. Now this is proper dust, which is basically willow charcoal. The other one was graphite charcoal. This is willow charcoal. And the line under the hat, it's not a sharp line. It's not as sharp as it appears to be on me. It's a soft line. Look. See, with a brush, it will help. You can do that with fingers, you can do that with a brush. I can give you brushes, plenty of brushes here. Look, and darker here. Now we want to make him a little bit less, he looks a bit angry here. So. Yeah, I'm going to change. Yeah, he doesn't look too happy, yes.
No, it doesn't.
No. Not on me, but in the picture he looks good actually.
No, he's a very peaceful looking man.
Yeah, he is. Look, it's this. The lower eyelid needs to go. There's a movement like that from underneath, and it's the same on this side. A movement like this. You see, that makes him concentrate the look onto this eye there. Okay. Eyelid, the upper eyelid here on the other eye. And emphasis on this side of the hat.
You've got to change it up a lip as well.
Yes,
Because you've got the pursed bit of the bottom, but you can't see his top lip, so it looks like he's frowning. So if you an inverted arc over the top of it.
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, correct. Very good. Very good observation.
yes, it looks like
see?
the lips are going
That's
down
it,
in the corner.
yes.
No,
like
it
that.
needs to go the other way. They need to arch
They need
upwards
to go,
slightly.
It looks like his lips are going down, like that's when you make a face like that.
Yeah.
Take him up here, I think.
Yeah, so here on the
No,
side.
No,
Yeah.
on the top
There.
part. No, on the top part where you've just shaded it with a wing. That's it. That part needs to be arched.
Arched, yeah.
Arched out. That's better.
Yeah.
Not
Arched
down, not down. Up.
Up. Okay,
In other
no,
words,
I
the
see,
other-
I see,
the
yeah,
other-
yeah,
the
I
other
know,
way
yeah,
to what
there,
you-
there.
The other way to what you're doing.
Yeah, yes.
Up a bit.
Lap a bit, yeah, there. Okay, good point, very good point, yeah, it makes, yeah,
There,
Yeah,
in the corner
yeah,
of the
yes.
mouth. There.
yeah,
That's it.
correct. Good point. See?
Oh, this looks like he's
No,
laughing.
very good point, yeah. Now he's laughing, yeah. Or at least he's not as angry, yeah, he's not
No.
as upset. There.
He looks a lovely gentleman.
Yeah, he's got a very gentle face, yes. And that cheek needs to be a bit more, so emphasize that dark shadow of the glass above his cheek. And then look, instead of leaving the nose as bright as that, I'm brightening other parts. So the nose doesn't look too bright or just completely disconnected from the skin tone. So it does. So I can make it a little bit darker as well, and also darker here under the nostrils, and a little bit of darkness here, and definitely getting a little bit lighter. Look here, especially under the chin. Look, bring the upper lip a little bit lighter like that. See what I mean? These two highlights here, and softening that a little bit, because that brings the moustache that we said. Earlier on it looks more like moustache, but actually it's his stubble, and it's not as dark. Okay, and the upper, lower lip. Okay. And working on here, bringing first of all bringing back the darkness here. Darken on his, and then here as well, and skin tone, getting the skin tone a bit darker there, and his ear there. Those dark needs to be emphasized, and leave that area bright, this one here, which is that area there, but maybe not as sharply light, a bit softer, and merge it with the rest of the dark tone there. Okay. And you don't have to write the go ahead, that doesn't need to be. No need for that. Lighter, light there, create that hat impression, and well, it's pretty much. All right. Change the position of the head a little bit more to the left of the face, a bit wider here, wider there. Trim the face a bit more here. Dimple. And a little bit more of a charcoal, willow charcoal really. Willow charcoal instead of the graphite. Tip of his upper lip, tip down here. Wider his upper jaw, just wider here. And also a little bit lighter on his cheekbone, lighter as well, lighter on the forehead. And coming back with some highlight here on the cheekbone, trim it down, trim the face down there. Keep the lower lip straight down here. Wider jaw, bit of highlight here, although it's not as highlighted on the original picture from a photography, but by highlighting here I'm bringing up volume on his cheekbone. Also brighten it up this way, which is his high vest. He's wearing high vest, which you cannot see in black and white obviously, but it doesn't matter. It's high vest. It's Jimmy, by the way. It's the controller between Lewisham Bus Station and DLR. I think I've gone a bit too far with that, as in there's no ear there to be seen. Glasses. and also a little bit highlighted here. Hat. There we are. A little bit darker on that side. And trim the face from this side. His right hand side. Our right, his left. I think that makes more sense to trim his face, make it a bit more rounded. And bring up the upper lip. Now, Jimmy, the story of Jimmy is that he's 84 or 85-year-old manager of the or controller at the bus garage, and he also controls the trains. And he continues to work as a controller. Yeah, apparently, and he also loves to do it, loves his job. And honestly, he's an inspiration. He's a very inspiring figure. Very good man. Positive, smiling. A little bit off. Here on top of his ear, there. That will make the ear pop up a bit more. Increase the nose in size and width, there. Get the glasses highlighted down here. Highlight it also here. Glasses there. So darker right here, which is hat, and then the hat becomes the dark tonal value of the shadow blends with the skin tone, so it gets lost there, the hat, on this part. Now for more accuracy, I'm going to use a little bit more of pencil. And the pencil is Peat Charcoal, medium, Faber-Castell. Get the eyes a little bit, for a bit more accuracy basically. Upper eyelid, lower eyelid, a line of the upper eyelid, a few lines for the eyebrow, and a little bit of wrinkles of the forehead. That also helps. Widen it a little bit on this side. Darker. The tonal value here. Lighter. And a slightly darker tonal value here to make the nose pop. And by the looks of it, I think I will be using a little bit more stamp. Yeah, the stamp will help to create those darker tonal values and blend them together like this. Darker tonal values, and then darkening all the darker lower part of the nose. Also bring a tiny bit more of that touch of dark here. His mouth could lower a little bit more here, right at that point. Upper lip. And the lower lip. And a little bit darker. So bring the head forward. By doing that, you just make the head pop. And again, creating a bit more contrast there, just to make it look, or create a volume, not look, but it's less about the look and more about making the head pop. But also effect as well, creates a nice effect by darkening the hat. I can also highlight a little bit more of upper eyelid on that as well. And possibly some lights on the eyes here, just not to be that dark. And a bit of a tonal value onto the upper part of the upper part of the eye, which is basically the upper eyelid. I don't see any part of the glass here, but I guess I can add a little bit more there, just to make it more clear what's going on. It's glass basically, it's eyeglasses, reading glasses. Darken the tonal value there. darker tone of value under the nose. Incorporating those darks onto a wider shadow so they don't look apart, and softly blend them together. Okay, well, I guess it's pretty much done. Jimmy, go ahead, manager. Done by a stagecoach driver. There's no contradiction there. Mutual appreciation. You can play around a little bit with the hat here, if you wish. Blend it so it just blends with the background. No need to be too specific with the hat, just a tiny line there. It creates a bit of a start and end. Bit of a wider upper lip. And the dimple of Jimmy. It's a nice detail. Possibly a little bit darker here. Yeah, could have gone a bit darker there, which I did. And softly getting that line a little bit softer than what it is at the moment. A bit darker here. There, and bringing back a little bit of the sideburn. Just a bit darker there. A tiny indication about the white of the eye, but again, as I said today on the lesson, the white of the eye onto elderly people is less white because you have more red vein capillaries, so it appears to be less white. The white of the eye I'm talking about. Near the forehead, a little bit more wrinkles. Create a kind of a more of a detailed forehead. All right. Well, that's Jimmy for you. I think I'm done with it. A little bit more dark hat here. Bring up the glasses again. And I don't think I need more details to this one. just to emphasize a little bit here. And highlight. Just highlight. Some teeny tiny details about the highlights. It's done. Okay, what's the date today? Uh, 11 of 10. 11, 10, 20. All right, okay. A closer look.